Japan is really a major beneficiary of the AI capex. It has key companies which are enablers of this AI technology.
Hi, good morning, viewers, and welcome to Eastspring and our final episode for Season 3 on Unscripted. Today, we're going to talk about Japan, and there's no one better to talk to than our very respected and admired colleague, and of course, respected and admired by our clients as well, our head of our Japan Equities team, Ivailo Dikov. I know he's having coffee early morning, so let's go and grab him at our Globe and talk about everything Japan. Hi, Ivailo, good morning.
Hey, hi, Salman.
Good to see you. I'm going to disturb your coffee, but we'll have a chat about everything Japan.
Please.
Awesome.
Please.
Fantastic.
Looking
Thank
forward
you.
to it.
So let's talk about the Japan investment case.
Okay. First point I would like to talk about is Japan is really a deep and diverse market. It has top world-class companies across multiple supply chains. Whether it's going to be data center infrastructure, power infrastructure, factory automation, even medical equipment, big global retailers. And many of these companies you can access at valuations which are much more attractive than the global peers. Also, many of these companies are currently benefiting from a global, very big upcycle in capital expenditures. The second point I would like to hit on is that Japan is really transitioning and is benefiting from a transition of long-term deflation into a more inflationary environment. And this really changes the behavior of the economic agents in the economies. Corporates are much more willing to increase prices. This is a very strong backdrop for improving profit margins, and it's very different from history. And I think we are still in the early innings of this transition. And the third point, and I think we touched on this in our previous conversation, and I think it's a very strong backdrop for Japan, is really the corporate governance reform in Japan. Corporates are very focused on improving their return on equity, improving their profits and capital allocation. And I think this is going to be supportive for continued increase in return to shareholders and in the corporate's profitability. And it has legs for many years to come.
Awesome. Thank you, Ivailo. Three very compelling reasons. Lot of talk around AI. Most of the dialogue that we've seen has historically focused on sort of North Asia, Korea, Taiwan, etc. Japan, you've talked about data centers. Japan clearly has a role to play. So let's talk about Japan and the AI story.
Okay. So Japan is really a major beneficiary of the AI capex. It has key companies which are enablers of this AI technology, whether it's going to be equipment for data centers, whether it's really semiconductor equipment and materials, where they hold top positions in certain niches, whether it's going to be precision components. So it's very wide supply chain. Many companies are benefiting from this AI capex, which is happening at the moment. So they're seeing unprecedented growth in revenues, and their operating leverage is helping them deliver very strong results and profits. And this also drives valuation. We as investors, the Japan market as a whole, but also we as investors have benefited tremendously from this AI capex build-up. We continue to see this as a tailwind, and we see very big opportunities in the mid-cap space, in the AI team. And on the other side, we also look into companies which are simplistically discarded as, victims of this AI disruption. And we are looking for this whether we can find opportunities in this kind of companies as well.
Wonderful. Thank you, Ivailo. Very, very clear for our viewers and the investment case around this as well. Let's come to the challenging part, which is geopolitics. The challenges in the Middle East, impact on energy prices. How is that all playing through for Japan, and how are you and your team thinking about that when you're managing your portfolios?
Energy inflation is definitely a risk for Japan because Japan is a very big energy importer. And while Japan has managed its supply chains well in terms of, storing energy or finding alternative sources, the inflation that is driven by energy seeps through other prices and drives overall inflation. As investors, though, in the short term, because of this delay in the real wage increases, because of this energy imported inflation, we have to really focus on companies with strong pricing power.
Yeah.
And also on companies who can manage this inflation through cycle.
Yes.
In the short term, they might be impacted.
Yeah.
But if we believe that these companies can manage this inflation through cycle,
Yes.
They could provide us with very good investment opportunities.
Right.
Because short-term investors usually focus on the short-term headwinds,
Yes.
while patient investors like us will derive our valuations from long-term delivery of free cash flow for these companies.
Sure.
And that's why, in fact, this kind of risky environment, which is happening at the moment around geopolitics,
Yes.
might in fact present us with opportunities to set up alpha generation for the years to come.
Thank you, Ivailo. Very, very clear. Thank you for sharing that. Last question, always the punchline question, is about our edge. You and your team naturally run one of our large flagship strategies. How should investors and viewers be thinking about Japan allocation and, more importantly, our team at Eastspring?
You've heard it many times, but I'll start with one word: process. Investment process.
Yeah.
That is the most defining feature of our team. This investment process allows us to take advantage of biases in the market and invest in significantly mispriced opportunities. And we've been applying it in a very diligent way over more than 20 years in the Japan market. The second point I would say is experience. We've been in this market for more than 20 years, and we've looked at its evolution, we looked at its cycles, we looked at its people, and we looked at its ecology. So we think by applying our process, by applying our experience and focus, we can deliver for our clients.
Fantastic. Ivailo, always a pleasure having you on. Love the conviction, love what you and your team are doing. Thank you for being part of our last episode for season 3, and we'll see you, I'm sure, in season 4. But fantastic. Thank
Always
you.
a pleasure. Thank you very much.
Thanks, Ivailo.
Sam.
Thank you.